Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Nandi. Today we are going to be talking about how to deal with emotions or like how to cope with emotions. And so if you are new to my channel, please make sure that you subscribe. It is right down below. And please make sure that you like this video and also comment, and let's get right into it. Okay, so as we know, emotions, are a natural part of life. Everyone feels emotions, even if they try to repress it, even if, people act like they don't. Everyone feels emotions, but I think that it is very important to learn how to cope with emotions, because if you don't, then that can have negative consequences on not only your health, but also on some of the decisions that you can make. Okay, so we are going to get into the harmful ways of dealing with emotions. And some of the harmful ways can include denial, withdrawal, bullying, self-harm, substance use, and suppressing emotions or repressing emotions. And obviously, we all know what the consequences are of doing these things, when it comes to emotions. So just to talk about a few, for example, some of the ones I'm going to pull out is probably bullying. That's one that stands out. When none of us obviously like a bully. And people tend to bully others when something is going wrong in their household. Hold on, come here. People tend to bully others when something is going wrong in their life, when something is, bothering them emotionally, and bullying is just never the answer. Substance use is another big thing with emotions, because it's so easy to just drink your pain away or smoke your pain away, and people do it all the time, and it's easy to do. It's easier to get your hands on alcohol and just drink all day than it is to actually face reality. But the issue is that even when you're done drinking, or even when you come off of that high, you still have to deal with the same life emotions. And sometimes it makes the situation like even worse, because not only now do you have to still deal with the issues that you had in the first place, but now drinking and substance use could become a problem in the future. And so you don't want to ever cripple your emotions and then build negatively on top of that. So it's like you're using substances to dull the pain, but then you create another problem because now you're using substances. And so it's just really be mindful of the ways that you are negatively coping with emotions, because that can end up creating more problems than you are solving. Moving on to positive ways to deal with emotions. These include identifying what you're feeling and allowing yourself to feel it. Obviously, none of us want to feel sad, worried, hurt, anxious, insecure. These are all emotions that we would rather not deal with. But by allowing yourself to actually feel those emotions and just sitting in that emotion, it can help you navigate what's going on and help you get past it. Accept your emotions. Again, this is with just sitting in your feelings. Sitting in your emotions, there's nothing wrong with it. Again, we are all humans and we all have emotions. So accepting that you are a person and that you feel certain things is very important, because it will help you move on. Now, I also want to note that do not ever let someone tell you that your emotions are not valid. And as a female, as a woman, there are people who say that women are too emotional. That's not true, okay? So we are all emotional creatures. We are all humans. Even animals feel emotions. And so don't let anyone tell you that your emotions are not valid. Keep a mood journal. So I don't have a mood journal, but I do have just a regular journal. But keeping a mood journal could definitely, actually, I did therapy. When I was doing therapy, my therapist had me keep a mood journal. And I would write down the person, so depending on, this was for like when I got like angry or something. So I would write down the person, the time, the place, and then what happened, and then the mood that I felt. So it's like, it is a good way to look back at what is actually triggering you, and it will expose a pattern in what's triggering you. So anytime that you feel any type of emotion, and obviously you want to write down like what emotion it was, but anytime you feel an emotion, you can write it down, and then what it will do is expose a pattern, and so that will be easy to identify. So if you notice that, like, so for me, it was like a person. So if you notice that a person is like causing you to have negative emotions, it'd be easier to just let that person go. So that's what that helped me do. So definitely recommend that. Breathing techniques. So I dibble and dabble here and there in a little bit of meditation, but breathing techniques, I think I touched on this on a video before, but just taking a moment to breathe in and out, especially before you say something. I think that people, especially when you are in like a really riled up state, or if you're like in anything that is not a normal state of mind, you react off of that emotion alone. And so it is really beneficial to calm down, not necessarily even calm down, but just to like take a minute to think before you respond. And taking that time to consciously breathe before you respond to something negative can definitely help your response, I hope. Know when to express yourself. Let's see. I don't see, so this tip is kind of twofold, because I don't want to say that there is a time and a place to have emotions, because again, we are all human. However, though, there are time and places when you have to kind of refrain from just attacking based off that emotion, or just responding based off that emotion. And that is where the deep breaths can come in. That is where just breathing can come in, really taking the time to actually wait before you respond. Give yourself some space. I mean, this is like a no-brainer. Negative emotions, especially when someone makes you mad or when someone hurts you, it is always best to take time for yourself. Give yourself some space before you even think about trying to react to the situation at hand, because sometimes you don't really know how you're going to react. And then if you act too prematurely, then the consequences of that could be more detrimental than the actual issue at hand. Manage stress talk with a therapist. So this is something that I always recommend doing, especially if you are having a hard time coping with things on your own, or you're having a hard time dealing with things on your own. I always suggest talking to a therapist. Very helpful. And the last tip is to give yourself a break. Again, we are all human beings. We are all emotional, and emotions are just unavoidable, honestly. I mean, would life be easier without emotions? Probably, but it wouldn't be as fun. And I think that we should all just give ourselves a little bit of grace, cut ourselves a little bit of slack, and really allow ourselves to feel everything that we're feeling, and then be able to bounce back from that stronger. So those are all the tips that I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please make sure that you share, and please make sure that you subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.